Hey everyone, and welcome to 121 in Flux. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we talk about movies on this show. And it's nice to be back to regular weekly movies because it's been a while, because we had a really busy April, May, but we're back to doing weekly episodes. And we are returning to the Godzilla franchise, which we were roughly supposed to do one every month, but because of those two busy months, the last time we did a Godzilla movie, Son of Godzilla was the last one, was actually, I believe, in February.
Been that long?
It's been that long since we did the last one.
God damn.
So we're jumping back in with Destroy All Monsters, the 9th movie, I believe, if I remember my numbering, in the Godzilla franchise. Came out in 1960. Ishirô Honda, who directed the first one, also directed this. He's directed a bunch of them. There's only one or two that he's not directed up until this point.
Yeah.
And we'll start spoiler free, as we always do, but that is what we're going to do. So this film is an alien race called the Kailak, basically mind control all of the monsters. They're on Monster Island, and there's a bunch of other monsters, more on them in a bit, but they mind control them and start attacking the cities with them, and basically want to take over Earth.
Yeah.
Unless our heroes, our human characters, can figure out a way to disable said mind control and take control back and fight the aliens off. And there may or may not be a backup plan from the aliens, but we'll get to that in spoilers down the line. But that's the gist of the film.
This has a lot of monsters in it.
It does. I was thinking some of them might be original monsters for this movie. They're not. I've got a list here, and I can tell you where some of them came from, because they all came from somewhere.
Do you know why I would guess that if you'd asked me if I thought any of them were original, I'd have said no, because that's too expensive to create a whole suit just for this.
That's a very good point. But I'd certainly never heard of a couple of them.
Oh no, there's some of them I definitely don't recognise.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll ask the question. Connor, did you enjoy Destroy All Monsters?
Well, for the most part, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was not bad. I think Son of Godzilla was kind of a low point compared to some of the... Because even Ibara, which was not a good movie, was so silly that I remember having a blast. That was the one with the, Godzilla's asleep in the mountain. We'll strike him with lightning. That was that one. That was a fun time. Stupid, but fun. This one, I think, had some pacing issues here or there, and it kind of suffered from the human characters being kind of just there to serve the plot. I mean, not that the human characters in most of the Godzilla movies are that in depth or exciting, but
I'll be honest, I think my biggest problem with this movie is, when I'm watching this sort of Godzilla movie, I'm not expecting huge plots. I want cool monster fights, right?
Yeah.
Is when there's a point, the main monster fight, it's being commentated over. And it's really distracting, and I'm like, just shut up and let me watch the monsters fight. Stop telling me what they're doing. I can see what they're doing.
It's funny, actually, because I thought some of the miniature work was some of the best that we've had. There was a couple of buildings that Godzilla, walked into or smashed, and I thought the detail of all the floors inside the building, crumbling as it was falling, I was like, oh, that looked quite good. Because sometimes it looks quite hollow, because, it's a model, right? Yeah. But this actually felt like, it still looks small, it still looks like a model, but it had all the floors, and I was like, oh, that looks quite good.
It's detailed.
Yeah, it was detailed. That was good. And the big fight at the end, I thought had a lot of fun moments. Mainly just because a certain monster finally got his ass whipped. And that was kind of satisfying. But so you've got Godzilla in here. You got Rodan, who's kind of become he's one of the big characters. Anguirus is fairly big. Gorosaurus, I was not familiar with. He's a bit of a generic looking dinosaur.
Is that the T-Rexy one?
Yeah, the T-Rexy one. A bit more lizardy than a T-Rex, but yeah, the T-Rexy one. He is from a King Kong movie. Let me just double check. I've got the Godzilla wiki up, which has all the
good plan.
Yes. First appearance, King Kong Escapes. That's where he's from. So
one day.
I was unfamiliar with that one. Obviously we got Mothra, we got Manila, which is the son of Godzilla. We had him in the last movie, of course. We got Kumonga, and I'm like, and admittedly I don't even remember hearing his name. That's the spider.
Oh, that's the spider. Yeah,
that's the spider.
We've had the spider before, right?
Yeah, it was son of Godzilla. Yeah, it was the last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I remember thinking in the last one, in that one, that spider compared to a lot of the other creatures, that spider looks fantastic.
What's funny is that I didn't recognise that name, but looking at it, yeah, apparently when we watched Son of Godzilla, it was referred to as Spiga, the name.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
So the name changed a lot. Apparently it's the English translation for Son of Godzilla changed it to Spiga, whereas it's actually Kumonga.
Right, Spiga sounds more familiar.
But... Yeah. I kind of like Kumonga, though. It sounds like humongous. Humonga.
Yeah.
I can see where they're going there. Spider does look good though. I'll agree with that. I thought he's the only one where I'm like, I don't buy that he's on the same team. Everyone else, like, I get them. I buy them all getting along. Humonga, I don't know.
Just not a fan of the spiders.
I don't mind Spider. They don't bother me. But I don't know. They're evil looking bastards, though, right?
I mean, sure. Yeah, I think he's definitely the best looking costume, though.
We had Baragon. We didn't see tons of him, but he had kind of the sort of slight wingy bits under his arms.
Oh yeah, okay.
It wasn't a whole much of him. But his first appearance was in Frankenstein versus Baragon.
Okay.
I did not know that existed, but
I'm glad I do.
Apparently it does. Oh, now it's saying Frankenstein Conquers the World. I wonder if that's alternate titles.
Probably is.
It is, yeah, the same movie. Godzilla franchise, never changed. Yeah. And then you had Varan. Who's Varan? Doesn't even sound familiar. Oh no, he had the winged things. Alright, so him and Baragon look quite similar by my my standards then. Okay. He was in his own film called Varan. Alright. Look up a picture of Baragon yourself. Baragon does show up again, and I remember Baragon. That's like the others. I don't remember their names, and then I skipped one there. I skipped Manda. Manda was the kind of really skinny Komodo-looking dragon.
All right, Baragon's kind of triceratopsy.
Okay, yeah, he's got the head's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
He was a similar size to the other one though, which is why I think I was mixing them up.
Oh, fair enough. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, Manda, the dragony one, his first appearance was in Atragon. I don't know what that is. Atragon.
No, yeah.
It's exciting. Anyway, that's your Monster Wiki portion of the...
I did like the Manda one. You know, I thought that they used that one quite well.
It was different. You know?
It was, I think, because it's such a different body style to the others. They can't just put it in a fight like that, so it was kind of snaking around things a bit more.
I mean, I think that's why I liked the Spider as well. I think where it fell down for me was like the Gorosaurus, where it was like, well, Godzilla's already kind of that shape. It was kind of weird having him as well.
But I think the problem with the Spider is the main use of the Spider was just, shooting the web. It was doing the same thing as Mothra.
That is true. That's true.
Well, it's a bit redundant.
That would be okay if Mothra would just finally, spawn his wings, the bitch.
It'd be proper Mothra and not this little thing.
I have to give them credit. They've kept Mothra like this for like 4 movies now.
Yeah, I reckon something had happened to the suit. Right, it got some damage.
I'm going to give them credit for the continuity. We're going to build up to the wings again.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We're building up to the metamorphosis, if I say it properly. So I'm going to give them credit for that. But
yeah,
so a lot of monsters basically. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. Like, I think there were some pacing issues here or there. There was times where I was like, I'd like the scientists figuring things out, and like, because the other big plot elements here is that we also have some main controlled humans that factor in. And we have this rocket ship that is kind of like a big thing. Like they've got, because they're on the moon to begin with. This crack team, one of the main characters, flies this rocket ship, and it also works on Earth though, because they're also flying it around a lot on Earth, and they use it to sort of investigate and scan things. And there's a fun sequence where Rodan kind of chases them. And
yeah, there is.
I thought that was a cool, because they're using this so much during the movie to do various things that I thought, when is this going to factor into a monster in some way? And sure enough, eventually it became like Rodan was flying after it. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun.
It made sense, right?
I actually want to give it credit as well. I actually think one of the series' most cinematic moments so far were in this one. It was before the big first monster fight in Tokyo, and the mind-controlled woman character, Kyoko. I thought the shots of her sort of walking through all the panicking citizens as she's looking up, kind of in awe that our monsters are about to fight.
Just after, when she comes off the subway.
Yeah, all that stuff where she's walking through the street and the angle's really low and it's looking around the buildings around her. I thought, this is actually like a really cinematic moment. Like, and I'm not trying to put down the filmmaking, but I feel like because it uses models and it uses guys in suits and stuff, typically a lot of the cinematography has to be quite simple because of what they're doing.
It's restricted because they can only show certain angles.
Yeah. But this really felt like, this felt big. It felt like, yeah, it's time to like. It almost felt like Rita Repulsa, like, the time for my monsters to fight and destroy things.
Okay. No, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I was getting some like build up to it. I feel like I'm so used to these monsters fights in these movies now that there's no like. there's no anticipation in the same way there was back in the first Godzilla. There's not that build up of like adrenaline as it's about to happen. But this was kind of like teasing it and kind of like drawing it out in a nice, interesting way of like, okay, it's about to get climactic. Things are about to go down. I think another thing they did here to help that is before the fight started, they showed a lot of the models before it started. Like you see like the train get into the station and it's clearly a model. They show some of the buildings, they're clearly models. And I kind of liked that because it was like, okay, you're not going to just see them when they're about to be destroyed. You're going to see them in context first. So when we see the monsters go flying through them later, it's like, okay, I saw that already.
I think the downside to it is them showing me that means I know which buildings are getting destroyed.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a double-edged sword.
I know what the time. I see that train. I go, okay, that train's gonna go.
That is fair. It's kind of the same where if you watch a low-budget action movie and there's a really sort of shitty-looking car, you know that's the one that's going to blow up because they've got it from a scrapyard for cheap because they wanted to blow it up. It's the same. It's the same thing. But I mean, I kind of it was different though. Even if you didn't like it, I don't know if you. I mean, maybe you didn't or didn't like it.
I actually don't have a problem with it. I'm not really too hard either way.
But even if you didn't, I think what I like about it is that they're at least trying to do different things with it. They were like,
I can definitely respect that.
Yeah, that's shown in a different way.
No, this film does feel different to the previous bunch in that sense. You know, it feels a bit more ambitious, right?
Yeah, ambitious. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not just because of all the monsters, which, you know, is ambitious to have this many.
Oh, sure. It's more about how it's filming it and how it's handling the sequences, that it's trying to do some different things.
Yeah.
Because there's points where there's like tons of tanks like firing into the monsters and there's lots of smoke and it's like, they'd really try to do something here.
Yeah, like some of the movies have felt like, okay, no, that's a really safe one they've just churned out.
Yeah.
This one doesn't feel like that it was just churned out or that it was, oh no, this is the safe one. This felt like, you know, they tried on this one.
Yeah. I wonder, I mean, I think Ishirô Honda, this might have been his last one. Let me just double check that, because he did stop making them at one point.
Well, I mean, he had to eventually.
And I'm just wondering when that was. He actually, that Atrigon I mentioned, he did that one. Destroy All Monsters, no, he did All Monsters Attack. And he actually did Terror of Mechagodzilla, which was actually a good chunk later. So he's got two more. He's got two more in this franchise.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, he was being ambitious, and I think I respect that. Even I think the script lets it down a little bit here or there.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we take a little bit too long to get to some points here or there.
Definitely.
But the overall monster action of it worked quite well, I thought. So.
It is, yeah, because it's only like 90 minutes, but probably could have been more like 75, right?
Probably, yeah.
That might have helped.
Fair. And again, I think it's because the characters, like I feel like typically the ones where I think of that there's good characters, like Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, and then you've got the princess from Jupiter warning them about, and you've got the human character she's trying to convince, and one of them's kind of falling for her. Like those were good human characters in one of these movies where you're kind of into the actual plot, and like people trying to assassinate her because she's from Jupiter. Like there was a plot there that was kind of fun to get into outside of the monsters. Whereas here it was more about it's all about
just waiting on the monsters.
Because the aliens, the what did I call them? The Kilak.
Kilak,
yeah. That's how you pronounce it. They are probably one of the least interesting sets of antagonists that we've had. Yeah,
I couldn't really tell you anything about them. I don't really care about them.
Let me be specific about that. They themselves are the least interesting. I think when they've got Kyoko mind controlled, she's one of the most interesting antagonists because she looks like she's gleeful about the monster attacks that are about to happen.
Yeah, but in terms of them, motivations, that sort of thing, I don't really care.
It was just like, here's another alien race that are wanting to take over the Earth.
Right. Just because, right?
Yeah, it's worth mentioning this one's set in the future of near the end of the century, which is still the past for us, but
yeah,
obviously in 68 that I felt, we're in the 90s.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all futuristic. We've got a base in the moon.
Yeah, they're a solid 30 years.
Yeah.
I do like that though, because obviously that's, around the time of the moon landing.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, just a year before.
Yeah, that's all ramping up.
Yeah,
and they're like, okay, we can see this going.
Yeah.
And to be fair to them, that progressed so quickly, right? The space race.
It progressed so quickly until they decided not to progress it anymore, and then it just stopped.
Right, but at this point in '68, that was going so fast. They were moving really quickly. Like constantly there was, oh yeah, we've got further. It's more. So they're going right in 30 years at this pace. Of course, we're gonna have a base on the moon.
It's 28. No, sorry, 2018. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's 2018, and we still have no damn base in the moon. Well, at least that we know of.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there was some plans that never happened
Secret
again
bases.
that we know of.
Maybe in 30 years. Maybe by the time we're in our upper middle age, there'll be.
Let's be honest. I want there to be a moon base because a moon base is cool as shit, right? I don't care whose it is. I don't care what purpose it is. Just there's a moon base. That's cool.
If I can get to the point in my life where you don't have to be filthy rich to fly into space, that'd please me greatly.
Yeah, okay.
When it's feasible for most people to just buy a ticket and just go on a trip to the moon.
Go to sightseeing.
Yeah, go to the moon.
Just want to see the view, right?
Yeah. I mean, yes, space may all be the same view, but I mean, it's space.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I'll have the Expand soundtrack playing in my earphones as a leave orbit.
Why not?
Can't do that. It's the same. It's if you're walking through the city at night and you've got some like Blade Runner or some sort of cyberpunky soundtrack playing as you're walking through the night with all the lights.
Yeah, you obviously you don't play the Halloween soundtrack because then you might creep yourself out a bit.
Not in the city. If you're in like a suburban area at night, you play the Halloween soundtrack.
Sure, why not?
I don't find myself in places to play like Western soundtracks though. I have to travel to some desert for that. Make it feel
that's
right.
too much effort, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of effort. But hey, so spoilers then. I think we'll talk about spoilers.
Yeah, we need to talk about the back half.
We'll talk about spoilers. So Ghidorah's in here.
Yeah, big surprise entrance.
Not really that surprising. He's been a surprise entrance in the last 3 films.
Yeah, but I mean, surprise entrance in that.
Not the last one, admittedly. It wasn't in the last one, but it was in like the 3 before that.
It was, but I mean, surprise entrance not in context of the franchise, just more in they treated it like a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like the humans fly to the moon again to try and crush the device they're using to mind control the monsters. They succeed. It lets all the monsters. They actually get control of the monsters for a while. The humans are actually controlling them, and they actually use it. Then the aliens are like, oh well, in that case, we're going to bring out King Ghidorah because he's a space monster, and your Earth monsters are no match. And there's like 9 of our monsters just like standing there, like, come on then,
yeah,
come on then,
bring it.
and Ghidorah gets his ass kicked. There's a fun sequence where Anguirus is like hanging from one of his heads, like one of his necks, as he's flying through the air. But it gets to a point where Ghidorah's just down, and they're all just stomping on him. Like Godzilla's stomping on his head.
Which was the monster that did it was almost like a smoke ring. It blew out of its mouth.
Oh, that was Manila. He did that. Remember, because Godzilla was trying to teach him his atomic breath.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was just the way it looked in this one was weird.
Yeah, I will say at one point Godzilla did his atomic breath, and it did this weird angle up the way, and I was like, can he like bend it now?
Why not?
He's bending his atomic breath. But no, you almost start to feel bad for Ghidorah. He's just down and they're just like stomping on his head repeatedly.
It's at a point where if I didn't know that these suits were expensive and they wanted to reuse them, I'd expect it to just rip the heads off. Is the way they were going at it.
I mean, I don't know when he shows up next. Like that. I mean, this could be him for the rest of this era. I'm not sure. I mean, the next one's Destroy All Monsters. I feel like he's probably going to be in that.
Was this not Destroy All Monsters?
All Monsters Attack. That's the next one.
There we go.
Yeah, it's almost this was Destroy All Monsters. All Monsters Attack. The point being is the phrase "all monsters" is in there, so I'm fully expecting Ghidorah to pop up next time as well.
Probably as a surprise again.
Probably. Yeah, but surprise, bitches! I'm back for my revenge. I'm going to kill your son, Godzilla.
Oh, please.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
I'd be okay with that.
And the whole film, they're trying to find the secret Kylak base. I keep forgetting what they're called. They have to find the secret Kylak base, and it's actually during the fight with Ghidorah. They knock off some rock because Anguirus gets proper slammed at one point. You think he's going to get buried alive, but they actually reveal some of it. And even though they lose control of the monsters, they all go, "No, Godzilla and the monsters. They just naturally know who the real enemy is, so they're fighting them for us." And they go after the Kylax.
Yeah, there was like, animals, instinctively know their enemy.
Yes, that was the thing. To be fair, I think at this point we've clearly established that Godzilla, at the very least, is relatively smart. He's not like it's not like a dog. He's smarter than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right,
More like a dolphin.
Yeah, maybe even smarter than a dolphin. He's got a bit of intelligence.
Maybe. I'm not going to go that far. Dolphins are pretty smart.
If they're that smart, why don't I see them at university?
Because they're all dicks, and they dick each other over. It's like, you ain't going to university, bitch.
I'm just saying, if they were that smart, they'd figure a way to get out of the water. That's all I'm saying.
Dolphins are proper dicks, though. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They're proper vicious to each other.
Got an attitude problem, do they?
They do. And dolphins and otters, they're proper vicious to each other.
Hmm. So the big killer whales, they're quite snuggly. They don't bother me.
No, they'll take a chunk out of whales. That's the point. That it's a mistranslation. They're not whales. They're whale killers.
Okay, fair enough.
So they're pretty vicious too.
All right. Yeah, but they're just having. There's a difference between being a dick and just eating something because you're higher in the food chain.
No, that's fair. I the thing is, you expect something with the name killer whale, to be a bit vicious, right? Whereas dolphins and otters, they have this reputation of being, these are the nice, these are the cute things.
Or even just the name, dolphin. It sounds very soft and pleasant.
It does, but they're all dicks.
I want to talk about a fantastic scene. Because the movie starts with the Kylax, like the gas monster island, which all the monsters are all been basically. It's like Jurassic Park, but it's not a theme park, but it's like Jurassic Park in that they're all contained on this island. They've got barriers around it.
They can eat all they want. I'm pretty sure they actually show some dolphins that they can hunt.
Yeah, I think it was actually. If it wasn't the dolphins, it was maybe like similar sized sharks. Maybe there was definitely some
marine life.
Yeah, some marine life swimming through the water.
Yeah.
But we see them all get gassed and they all go down, and including the humans that are in this sort of the research centre in the middle of it. And when our ship, our captain and his ship are told to go and investigate, and they go in, they end up fighting with them. They discover they're being mind controlled, but they manage to grab like the head scientist, the guy, and they kidnap him and bring him back for questioning. And I mean, kidnap is the wrong word. Apprehend. Yeah, they apprehended him.
Yeah.
But they bring him back, and the other, the head scientist dude that's working with us the whole movie, and the captain are trying to question him, and they're like, "Why did you do this?" And he just won't talk to them. And at one point, they just stand up and start talking to each other, and the mind controlled guy just gets out of his chair, walks over to the window in this hotel, opens it, and then just throws himself out.
Yeah, and it's a pretty awful
dummy
shot of the dummy. Yeah.
Which kind of made it even better. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I agree. I was like, well, I guess that's him dealt with.
Made me laugh. And then Kyoko, who's still mind controlled at this point, and some of our other mind control buddies show up and try and like steal the body because
they're like, don't touch him.
Yeah, turns out they didn't want them to find out how they're mind controlling, because after the autopsy, because they keep the body, they find that he's got like a little metal ball in his neck, and they're like, okay, right, so that's how they're doing that.
Yeah.
Kyoko, of course, was being mind controlled by her earrings.
She was, because obviously they check for the neck when she comes out of the subway. They're checking all the women. She
was essentially an infiltration unit, yes. And the reason why they were checking the women is because all the different people who were mind controlled all came from different countries, so they knew the Japanese person who might be in Tokyo was a woman.
Yeah.
So they were checking all the women, and that led into the big fight. That was the big Tokyo fight, which was good fun. There had lots of things going on. I especially liked what was his name, Manda, going around the monorail track. He sort of snaked himself around it.
Yeah, it was a really unique thing compared to everyone else.
Yeah, it was very sly.
I think I preferred the Tokyo fight to the end fight.
I think that's fair. I think that was more flashy for sure. I think the end fight had some more like emotional gratification because they were kicking the shit out of Ghidorah.
It did, and the end fight had more of the monsters there.
Yeah, but
I thought the focus and the choreography in the Tokyo fight was a bit, just better overall. But the end fight, that's the big moment. But again, was neutered by the commentary of the crew next to it being like, oh, this is what's going on now.
I feel like if you want to go commentary, you just go all out and you actually get proper commentators to do it like it's a fighting match.
Yeah.
Go full with it. And Godzilla's got him down, he's pinned the arm, he's picked the leg, oh no, he's him back! Like, just do it properly.
You might as well.
Yeah. No, the choreography in Tokyo Fight was pretty good. Yeah, because that was really the two big fights. I think one of the things we're learning with these movies is there's mostly just the two big fights. Usually one in the middle and one at the end.
Yeah.
In fact, one of our critiques of the last movie, and I think one before that as well, maybe not the one right before it, but is that maybe the fight at the end was really short compared to the one in the middle, so it felt like it peaked really early.
Yeah, it felt like this was just a bit of leftover at the end.
Yeah, well, this didn't feel like that. This still felt like this was the emotional climax fight.
No, I agree. I preferred the fight in the middle, but in terms of for the story beats,
yeah,
and it, definitely the one at the end worked for what it was supposed to be.
Also, before they attack Tokyo, they're sent to different cities around the world, right? And we see, I think Anguirus is in France, and
they travel really quickly.
Yeah, we see Rodan, I think, it's in China, maybe. I can't remember who was where. Except Godzilla was in New York. Godzilla's in New York, and it cuts to like footage of Godzilla in New York. And I started laughing because obviously it's a model, and I'm like, you didn't even try to make this look like New York. It just looks like a generic
city.
Yeah.
Just cityscape, yeah.
But it's not even like they put a lot of skyscrapers to make it feel taller because it's New York. It was just it's just generic.
It could have been anywhere, right?
Yeah, it could have been. It just made me laugh because I feel like now, because we're getting like modern Godzilla movies set in the US. Like obviously the first one was in San Francisco, but you know that if they put the next one in New York, it's going to be recognizable. We're going to see Times Square. We're going to see various things. Empire State Building. Yeah, someone's going through it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Liberty, you're going down.
Yeah. So what they're going to do? They're going to grab the torch and smack someone with the torch.
That would be fantastic.
I'd be down for that. Probably Kong, admittedly, because Kong needs more help than Godzilla.
I mean, it makes sense to save New York for their fight, because Godzilla's, King Kong's kind of a attachment to New York, given the classic movie.
Yeah.
Because obviously in Kong Skull Island he never came to the mainland. I wonder, is that what you do in Kong versus Godzilla? It's like Kong comes to the mainland, and then they set up in the first Godzilla that he's the one who comes to like balance things out. So is that why he comes? Like Kong's in New York, so Godzilla comes to fight him. Is that why?
Yeah.
And then of course they team up to fight the real bad guy, because that's how superhero movies work. And
that's
these
how
monsters,
every versus works. Yeah.
Yes, that's how these monsters are superheroes, is what I'm saying.
I'm not sure I can argue with that.
Before we get to that though, we do have Godzilla 2 with Ghidorah and Mothra.
We do, don't we? When's that? Is that next year?
Yeah, I think it's next year now, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh man, I can't... Godzilla looks so good in that last movie. I can't wait to see what Ghidorah looks like.
I'm really looking forward to rewatching that Godzilla, because I really liked it. And it's not perfect, but...
Well, we'll get to it though, because I mean,
we'll get to it.
The plan is to finish all these before that comes out. So we'll have to speed up a little bit, I think, even with the time we've got left.
Do a couple over some. We've got some catch-up episodes planned in July.
We
anyway.
do, yes, we do. Which is worth mentioning. Yeah, we have like just some make-up episodes planned for July and August to catch up for all the months that all the weeks that we missed over the last couple.
Maybe we'll try and fit in a couple of extra Godzilla movies just to get back on schedule.
I think that makes sense. So yeah, that movie's good fun.
It is, yeah.
It has the cheesy thing at the end where they're flying away in the plane and they're waving, and Godzilla and his son are basically just waving back.
Yeah, because why not?
Da, da, da. My only disappointment, because they've got some of the Godzilla theme in there, and they kind of like intercut it with the Rodan theme. Yeah, and that's all good. I mean, I do kind of miss the main bit of the theme that I like though.
I do as well, but I really like the opening, the credits music.
Oh yeah.
All the title screen music. I thought that was a fantastic piece.
I just miss my
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it comes back. I remember it popping up here or there, depending when they felt like using it. But I'm looking forward to it returning. But no, so that is Destroy All Monsters. Next time we come back to Godzilla, it will be All Monsters Attack.
Yeah.
So we're getting up there in this first era, and we've got a small batch left before we get to the 80s stuff. I think we've got like 6 something like that left.
We'll be there soon.
Yeah, so 9 down, 19 to go. No, maybe 20 now. I've included the US films, and that's more like 22.
Is that including Shin Godzilla as well?
That's why I went up one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, there was news that a couple of weeks ago that they cancelled Shin Godzilla 2, and instead they're starting a shared universe, which I thought, I mean, they basically always were a shared universe anyway, but whatever.
I mean, fine, I guess.
There's more movies coming. It might mean that we have to do some, like, we have to do like a Mothra movie that ties into the new Godzilla.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, there'll be some tie-in stuff to do, but I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, yeah, worry about that when it happens.
Yeah, but yeah. I guess we'll rate Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah. You're really struggling with the title of this one, aren't you?
Like, Destroy All Monsters and All Monsters Attacks are very similar titles. They're very similar. Yeah. So what would you give it?
I think I'll give it like a 6.5. This was fun.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm going to up you slightly and go to a 7. I think the ambition and how they shot the fight sequences, okay. I think merits a little bit of praise. So
that's fair. It's close. Don't get me wrong. It's not far off.
So that is Destroy All Monsters. So let us know what you thought of it if you've seen it in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mail_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. There's a link in the description to that. There's a bunch of stuff over there. You get to vote on the bonus episode for the month. The theme this month is all Akira Kurosawa films. So Japanese themed, not quite in the same realm as Godzilla, but all the films were produced by Toho, which also produced Godzilla. So I mean,
there's a link.
There's a link. Kurosawa, a monster of filmmaking in his own right.
Yes, why not?
There you go. So you can check out that. Check out the Vault as well, which is like a sort of user-submitted list of movies. That's also something the patrons get to do. You can see what's in the Vault. There's a link for everyone to check that out. But if you want to submit films to it, then you have to be a patron. So check that out too. There's also a bonus vote this month actually on Patreon for all of our patrons, $1 and up, because we crossed the goal. We crossed the $150 goal, which means that we're going to be doing a Nova Bowl movie next month, and our patrons are getting to vote on which one out of a selection of 4. So you can also go check out that.
Should be noted, the term "movie" there is used very loosely.
It's funny you say that because when I just put the votes up earlier today at the time of recording, and when I was doing the description, just the post for the Uva Bowl vote, I said because we hit $150, we have to now do an Uva Bowl film. So yeah. But that's us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching movies, guys, and we will see you next time.